Okay. Hey, I'm P, your hot seat host. Tune in Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 6. And here on the hot seat, we talk about controversial topics between men and women. So that being said, today we're going to talk about, is it harder to be faithful than it is to cheat? And effort. So, today I got, my girls in here with me. Go ahead, Marcy, introduce yourself.
Hey y'all, my name is Marcy. I'm a senior at Clayton State, and I'm here with my boo, Sexy Lexi.
That's Sexy Lexi.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Hello. Hi everyone, my name is Ja Raston, and I'm happy to be here.
Okay. So you want to go ahead and shout out your social media, where they can follow you at,
Okay, Marcy, my social media is Champagne Kiss on Instagram, ChampagneKissed all together, Champagne Kiss. But I gave up social media for Lent because I love the Lord, and it consumes so much of my time. So I gave it up. You could just request me, and I'll follow you back after those 40 days.
All right, go ahead, y'all.
And for myself, you can follow me on Instagram at SweetSaceBoogie. That's at SweetSaceBoogie at SweetSaceBoogie.
All right, so the topic that we are currently, gonna touch. Well, what I said. AJ, how you doing? If you feel any input, go ahead and add your input. But is it harder to cheat? No, is it harder to be faithful than it is to cheat, effort-wise? And do you think men or women have it harder or easier? And is cheating more about avoiding situations that can lead to infidelity, or having the strength to resist all opportunities, real or imagined? Because some people classify cheating as,
anything you have to hide.
Right. So what do you classify?
Well, for me, I think that it's a bit harder to cheat than it is to be in a relationship. Primarily because I always maintain the philosophy that if you want out, just get out. You're not obligated to anyone. Cheating involves keeping too many secrets. I have to remember dates, times, make sure my stories match up, and I'm never one to do that. I typically would just end a relationship if I feel that I want to go do something else or entertain someone else, rather. I just don't see the point in it.
This topic is very personal right now because I'm currently married, and we're legal or whatever as far as Georgia acknowledges it, but my husband is in prison right now, and a lot of people don't know that, but he just recently went to prison. And for me, I'm not gonna say it's hard staying faithful, but it's definitely a test when you are married because you didn't plan for you to be in a marriage with the inmate of the Georgia Department of Corrections. So it's tiresome, like not being able to have your best friend there with you, but I definitely wouldn't just say I'm gonna just go out here and jump the gun and go be with somebody else just because I'm lonely, because I got to get to know them. I got to know what they like. They got to know what I like. And then I'm crazy. They may not be able to. Yeah, they may not be able to deal with me because my boo been dealing with me, and I give that man hell. I mean, crap. And I'm like, how do you do it? Because I know I'm different. I know I'm different, but I just think it's too much work to cheat. Like, if you don't want to be here, don't be here, but don't play with my emotions.
So you think there's more effort in actually that goes into cheating, like hiding the stuff?
I wouldn't say it's more effort because you do have people who don't care. Like that Hurt Bay dude. Like, he did what he did, and I'm not going to even use him. Like, it's people walking around Clayton State right now that, that's messing with somebody and they're in a relationship, but they know them people doing their thing or whatever. But I don't feel like it's more effort. I just feel like if you care, you won't cheat. Or if you're really into the person, you won't cheat. Because I just feel like it's so easy with the standards that women and men are accepting nowadays.
Okay.
I feel like it's real easy.
What was your second question?
Oh, well, the second question was, do men and women have it easier or harder So do you think it's harder for men to do so?
I wouldn't say either or. I will say that it's more acceptable for one versus the other at times. I think that it's more acceptable for a man to cheat than it is for a woman, because most men do not like to think of women to be deceitful by nature. They kind of reserve that for the man, as if, you know, and they phrase it in different ways, like he's still growing, he's out here, you know, he's learning himself, he has to test the waters. But when a woman does the same thing, she becomes a bit her value, a lady of the night. She becomes a harlot, to put it in layman's terms, or more politically correct terms. You don't get the same opportunity to explore yourself or your sexuality, or what you like or what you don't like. But I don't think it's easier or harder. I think anyone can do it. It's more so of a personal choice of would you choose to do it. I wouldn't necessarily say it goes so deeply into morals and what have you, as far as it pertains to like just a boyfriend or a girlfriend relationship status. I think it changes when you do become married, like our guest here. But for me, it's more so I don't even think about the feelings of the other person as far as why I wouldn't do it. I just don't have time for the hassle. But that's because I'm a pretty straightforward person all the time. And I'd rather just, this is what it is and what it's not going to be. You know, it's either you with me or you're not. And vice versa. I just don't believe in wasting people's time. I just feel like that's something you can't get back. So, no, I don't think that it's easier for a man or a woman. However, I think hindsight,
the temptation presents itself more for a man. Because I feel like, I do.
Get tempted all the time.
I feel like you inside, well, I don't know, I won't say you, but I say as a woman, I feel like you get tempted when you see something that you like in a man. But for a man, it's like so many women like not dressed, covered up. They talk to you how they want to talk to. They flirt and stuff like that. So it's much more easier for a man to cheat than a woman, I feel like. But I feel like a woman could very well engage in the act of cheating as much as you want to. But I feel like women are just instilled with loyalty, and we're just built with it. We're just built with. So they're not saying that you have to be like that, but I do feel like it's traits that 99%, 98% of women possess.
A good 90.
A good 90%.
Yeah. I think women utilize their physical. I think the physical aspects are more utilized with women, but for a man, it's more so the way that he pursues you. Because I get it all the time, and I jokingly refer to it with my friends as, you know, I feel like women should give me Valentine's Day cards. How many relationships I've saved?
You need to fix it up.
So serious, like, just to be blunt about it. I have to remind people daily, hey, remember you got a girlfriend. Because I always tell them I'm not in a relationship, and I'm only going to tell you one time, especially if I'm interested in you. I'll give you that one courtesy, but after that I won't care.
I love it.
I feel like it's not my obligation to control, to prepare, or to keep your relationship intact. However, as a woman, I can say, hey, I acknowledge that this is what you have going on. But the second you make it appear to me that you do not care about that,
I know you don't care, so
I have another agenda with you at that point. And you have to know that I'm looking at you a different kind of way. So I'm never going to look at you in the eyesight of, oh, I wouldn't want to be with him. It's more so, this is right now, and this might be fun to entertain for right now. But you've already set like the tone for me.
I think.
I was gonna say. Go ahead. Tell me what you think.
I think it's about tolerance. Like, I definitely think tolerance has a lot to do with it, because, like, I have a circle, and, like, me and my best friends, we all been best friends since we were, like, kids or whatever, and one of my best friends is married, and her husband constantly cheats on her. Like, constantly. Like, she finds his throwaway phones, like, when she's doing laundry. Yeah, like, he has throwaway phones, but they have a family, so she feels like, oh, I took these vows for better, for worse, things like that. So she's more so trying to save her family. But she's recently gotten to the point where she's talking to another dude right now. And, like, oh, God, forgive me. I was her, like, decoy the other day or whatever. And, like, we went to go pull up on him and see him or whatever. And she just couldn't do it. Like, she couldn't do it. And I was like, okay, well, if you're going to stay in a relationship and you're going to continue to be married and you're going to continue to be faithful how you are, why are you continuing to accept what he does? And she told me, because he'll mess up as a man, but I love him and I don't want him with nobody else. So I think his tolerance, because he knows that he can do what he wants to do and she'll accept it. And I think because she knows she don't want to see him with nobody else, she tolerates what he does. And it's harder for her to do it. But, and I'm not saying by no means that you should cheat because your spouse is cheating, but I just feel like, girl, you cute, you young.
Not
Get
you
out.
cute.
Let him, if he want to keep being with other people, let him do it. That's just what it boils down to. And if you really don't want him with nobody else that bad,
what do y'all consider cheating? Like, how deep it goes?
Anything
Like,
you have
is
to
cheating
hide.
more about avoiding it?
For me, it's anything that you wouldn't do in front of
Your spouse.
significant
So
other.
tasting somebody.
Well, I can't say spouse
because a lot of
I've
people
never
are
been
married. Yeah.
But anything that I wouldn't do in front of the male that I consider my man,
Yeah.
I consider that cheating. So if I'm not going to press up on you, if I'm not going to hug you as long as I would normally, if I'm not going to send you certain text messages.
So that's all cheating to you?
Yeah.
I feel like it's for me, cheating defined is a betrayal of trust. It's not necessarily penetration. It's not a sexual act all the time. But it's the attention that you're giving to someone else that you said was for me.
I definitely agree.
And you know what? I get it. You know, you're especially when you're young, you're still trying to explore your options. But be sure that you're done exploring those before you come my way.
Settle down. I definitely agree.
Because if you're not okay with me doing it, I always tell people, and they get so surprised. I can do it way better, and it's gonna hurt when I do it. Because it's gonna be intentional, and it won't be any feelings attached to it.
And this view you have of me is now going to be gone. It's diminished.
I just would prefer for people to be realistic with themselves, you know, and be able to say, hey, maybe I don't want a relationship, but I want to date right now. And if that's the case, you be open about it. I'm dating other people. You're not the only person that I'm dating. Because someone that is secure in themselves will be able to take that or
move on.
Period. I think cheating is something that doesn't have to occur, and a lot of people aren't built to be able to take that. Like, it's emotionally distraught. Like it really impacts them in the worst way possible. I don't understand it. I really don't. I always tell people from the gate, like, let me know what it is and what it's not. You know, you don't have to tell me what you think I want to hear. Because at the end of the day, I get to make that decision. And you might be surprised at the decision I make if you're honest with me.
And, like, you got to know, regardless of what you tell me, I can call bull crap. Like, you can tell me one thing anything under the sun, but you got to realize I'm a woman.
Yeah.
I'm a smart woman. So you're not just going to tell me something and, A, I don't have follow-up questions, or B, I'm just going to accept what you tell me. Like, I was raised to be a thinker. So when it don't add up, I trust. I know something is there that you're hiding. And if you have to hide it, just let me go. Because it'll be worse if you don't let me go and I develop feelings. Then you're going to be like, oh, she crazy.
For me, I don't even think it ever gets that far for me. Because the second I feel it, I just let them know, hey, I might can't prove it. But I'm not one to wait around for the proof. This is how I'm getting down with you. This is how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And so, based off of that, I'm good. I've always been told that I have a little man inside of me, that I don't act like a traditional woman. I laugh about it now. But,
they don't say that to me, but they just say the concepts and the way that I think is more like a man. But I was raised by a man.
I get
so
that
maybe
a lot.
that. Were you raised? No, you weren't.
Well, I was surrounded by
brothers.
men. They put me on game very early.
Yeah.
I've always been very different than my other female friends or any female that I've met per se. I do have some what I feel like are masculine traits. It is what it is. Some people pick it up,
Right.
others don't. But I think that it allows me to see things objectively and from a different point of view. I don't look at it as I'm smarter than them or that I just know all the roles, but I value my first mind. I do heavily. I think if more people did, then they would. And then I think it's all